Welcome to MMO Grinder Sidequest, where I take a look at early open or closed betas, subscription trials, and simpler titles, giving you a quick first impression. Today I'll be looking at Dragomon Hunter, another SUPAH KAWAII game from X-Legend and published by Area, where you hunt and collect monsters. Dragomon Hunter is currently in a closed beta, set to hit open beta and possibly launch very shortly. It's just how Area do. Graphically, this is the X-Legend standard. Cute anime-styled chibi characters in a very colorful world. Oddly, this looks like a step back from the lush and crisp visuals of the previously reviewed Aura Kingdom, and attempts to run everything on high have caused strange instances of texture flash and polygon stretching, but that just could be entirely on my end. It seems like a step back overall, but it's done perfectly well if you're into the style. The game's music is a mixed bag, upbeat and often repetitive tunes, but dig deep enough and you'll find some fantastic tracks that play at just the right moments. The sound work is also upbeat and bombastic, with the intensity to match the flash. Just be prepared for the English voice acting, which isn't bad per se, but it comes across over the top and forced, like many lines are being read for a children's cartoon, and not one of the good ones. There's plenty of secondhand embarrassment to be had early on, but if you prefer silence or just can't discern subtle shifts in tone from a voice that isn't in English and then think that Japanese reads are automatically better, there is a Japanese language option. I will say the shouts made for spellcasting sound less odd in Japanese, considering my mage sounds more like she's casting spells of great power than just running towards someone with a knife while shrieking. I'm sure I'll include examples of this when I do a full video. Despite what the title might imply and what might plague the comment section of every YouTube video mentioning this game, this one likely included, Dragomon Hunter is not a Monster Hunter clone. It's a basic world MMO with instance areas and plenty of dungeon-like missions that only mildly seem like Monster Hunter. And to those who keep wanting to yell out specific Monster Hunter names like Teostra, try googling the word Manticore sometime. Granted, monsters are certainly derivative of existing properties, and you'll know you're a Pokemon fan once you run across your first rock gigant and fail to keep yourself from shouting, "Groudon?" But nothing is a one-for-one copy like in Hunter Blade. X-Legend is a Chinese developer, but they're not that kind of Chinese developer. Another Monster Hunter link, but not in any manner that would feel like it exactly, is that many of the bosses you fight will drop items used to craft gear sets. The sets do not change how you look, save for your weapon, and the system feels more like it did in Raiders, but whatever straws you need to grasp. The memes are real in this game, and it stems even more into what comes across as a rough, almost embarrassing start. Power to those who can stomach past the point where you obtain a quest called Senpai Noticed Me. There's some hardcore weebs on the Area translation team. The story never gets as dark or as serious as Aura Kingdom, but if you look past the reference-on-reference style of humor and just embrace the absurdity, it's a solid, if not easy, playthrough. If you're used to Aura Kingdom's press skills to win gameplay, it's not too far off, and rarely will your character come under threat starting out. But unlike the game I've been mentioning too much already, getting hit by a telegraphed attack, especially during boss fights, is pretty much instant death, and all the defense and HP in the world will not save you. This wouldn't be so bad if the indicators for these attacks weren't so inconsistent. You'll be insta-gibbed by attacks that you'll swear you were far off from the range of, if you're lucky enough to even see the indicators show up, so it's a bit of frustration, but at least there's more challenge given than was in the previous offering. Community isn't something I try to judge in a closed beta, and going through with the Grindstone team or solo wasn't all that hard. Towns are absolutely choked with players right now, and open instances are also pretty heavily crowded with absurd enemy respawn rates. You can save your framerate sanity by clicking on the hide button in the minimap, and I'll say it's downright required in popular channels, but just be aware doing so will hide everyone, even on open instances, unless they're in your party. The cash shop is pretty bare bones right now, with the more interesting items taking place in the Falcon's Fortune and Loyalty Shop tabs. Area has informed me that they're trying their best to pull away from their former cash shop's pay-to-win stigma, but until the game fully launches and the Founders Packs are traded out for other items, I won't have much more to say about it until the full review. It's on the right track for now, at least. All in all, this doesn't feel like the most innovative of X-Legend's titles, lacking the interesting class mechanics and dungeon encounters of Eden Eternal, as well as the polished and intriguing story of Aura Kingdom, but it's certainly solid at the developer, and the publisher is certainly putting forth the effort for this game. I'm positive I'll be back with this for a full review at launch, and you'll have until the 25th of October 2015 to try it for yourself before the closed beta wipe. This has been an MMO Grinder Sidequest, and it's time I logged out.